do not want all the detail you did with Emily. I want you to have
Oh,
fun.
man.
He was
I thought it
following
was
Emily
great.
around like all day long.
Oh, he was just.
Well, he
Of course,
doesn't
we haven't seen the results yet.
Yeah.
He looks very professional, though, doesn't he? He acts very professional, too. He won't even talk to me when he's taking a picture.
I mean, he's as professional with the camera as he is on the dance floor.
Fancy equipment.
That's a Liske.
Wait a minute, don't take that baby chair, that's for Johnny.
Hey, a booster chair.
He's our baby. He's a baby in our family. Yeah.
Yeah, Jen.
I'm sure he wants to hear that, girls.
Hurry up, William, the Jägermeister's wearing off.
I'm the youngest girl.
Yes.
Oh,
There's the baby boo.
The bragging rights are coming out now.
Or Tim, can you do your phone?
used to be in bed by now.
Mike?
I know, yeah, this is way past
What
my
time
bed.
is it?
Oh, you got,
9.
what do you mean?
Oh, you
7
said,
o'clock.
no way.
7 o'clock, you're 2 hours, remember?
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
That we're all
She's ahead. She's been yawning ever since I picked her up at the airport. I picked her up and she's yawning. All day long she's yawning. She's 2 hours ahead.
She did get her nap, Betty.
That's
Well,
right.
I did
Time's
call
over
you
for
guys
Joey.
last night at 10:30. I don't know, what was that for, Lisa?
You got enough on
I
it?
had to call you about something, and you picked
Yeah.
the phone up and you were all perky. And I said,
Okay,
Lisa,
ready?
I don't think I should call them. I think they're asleep. And they were wide
You
awake.
called at 10:30?
I-
I must have been out.
Dawn and George are going to bed before I do.
Can you guys laugh really loud?
We can't do that.
I did it
We
right
can't
the
do
camera.
that. We can't. We have not done that all day.
All right, we're rolling.
Okay.
This better be good.
I mean,
All right.
he gets the nitty gritty.
It really is now.
The date today
Wait till
is
the
July
interview
2nd.
comes. He'll shock you. He's going to ask questions.
The date today is July 2nd, 2021. We have the siblings here for the Liske family reunion. And there were originally 9 siblings. And today, here's what we have left from the oldest to the youngest. So let's go around the room and you share your name.
My name is Donna Fest. I'm
And
the
you-
oldest child of Millie Liske,
And you are how old today?
87.
That's
Okay.
not nice.
No, it's just factual information.
Our birthday is factual.
You have to tell the truth.
My mother told me never tell a lie.
Okay, Mary Ann Cavey.
What?
Right.
Where in line were you?
What's your
Third.
birthday?
Third.
Third.
Yeah,
Jackie's
third.
here. Jackie's here.
Which makes you how old right now?
84.
Okay.
Boy, all the questions they asked you, man.
And
My
where
name
was?
is Betty.
Okay, was Joan between you?
Yeah.
We have Joan here.
Okay.
Yes.
I can
Joan.
see her.
Well, Jackie was here.
Yes. Oh, yes.
There you go.
Marianne, Joan.
So
I'd be number
Jägermeister to
5.
both of you.
I'm number 5, and I'm Betty. And I am, as of this day, 80 years old.
Okay.
And the
Hey.
next in line is Jerry, our brother, who's
The
no longer
spoiled
with
one.
us.
Yeah.
And he would have been, no, I take that back. I'm 82. Oh, my. Where did those years go?
79.
So that makes Jerry 80. So the next in line is this beauty here.
My name's Kathleen O'Brien. I am 79 years old and I refuse to be 80. And this is my younger sister, Patricia.
I am Patricia Gibbs. And I am the youngest
Oh, show up.
daughter of the family.
Hey,
She's going to say she's not
my name is John, and I am the youngest.
Oh, no, you see how Patty
they
got by like
always-
not doing her age. Hang on.
Patty didn't give her age. Patty, back up, back up.
There you go.
Well, I am, what am What, 77?
77.
If you don't know, who does?
I'm 77.
I am John. I am
Sure
the
you're not
youngest.
78.
And these gals claim to spoil me, but it never happened.
They did.
And let me check and see how old I am. I am 75 today.
75.
Our baby is 75.
Really?
Holy moly.
Well, the most important question we want to know is who was Grandma's favorite?
No, it was me. You're right.
Nah, not true.
You guys all, in order to make a big family work, you probably all had chores to do when you were growing up. Everyone had to
I did 'em all.
contribute. And I think that's an important thing for young people to know in the future, that everyone needs to put something in to make it work. So what were some of the chores that you had to do when you were growing up?
Donna?
Babysit.
You raised the first one right, and everybody else gets raised. Yeah.
I did it, but I don't know if I did it right.
You did a great job. What any ones you particularly remember, Marianne?
Dishes.
Dishes?
Doing dishes.
Lots
Yeah.
of dishes.
The drying of the dishes, remember?
Yep. That little kitchen, I mean, that sink was like this. It wasn't two well, it was single well.
Oh, wow.
You had a dish pan
Yeah.
for the soap, and then you rinsed them.
Rinsed it, and yeah.
You didn't run the water, you just
No.
ran the water
Oh,
a little
you had
bit.
to be careful, don't use too much water.
And then there were like 5 of us lining up with our dish towels. So they would hand the dish to this person, they'd have to wipe it down, and then go to the end of the line to get the next, and then the next one to get the next dish. So it was a rough life. I can't remember what my chore was because I was 5th in line. But I do remember at Christmas we'd always get fresh underwear
Oh,
from
yes.
great grandma. And because there were 9 of us, we all had to
Put it in the
get a
shed.
needle and thread and write the number that we were in line. 1, 2, 3,
Except
4,
the boys,
5.
they never had to do that.
6, 7. She had to do a 7. 8. She had to do an 8. That was hard. She had 2 circles. John, he had Grandma do his.
Grandma covering for Johnny all the time.
And I had
Such a
number
baby.
5, which was the hardest.
That's a hard one.
Yeah. And to this day, I cannot handle a needle and thread.
Me either.
Okay.
Do you remember a chore?
Yeah, I had to do the stairs, and at that time there was carpet on the stairs.
Yes.
Every Saturday, no matter what,
Yeah,
I did the stairs. That was my job.
With a vacuum or a broom?
vacuum.
I remember.
No, she had a vacuum.
Vacuum,
Vacuum.
vacuum. And to this day, I don't have any stairs in my house. I refused to have stairs. I hated it.
Well, I was the youngest girl, so I didn't have to do anything.
She was, we called her the spoiled brat.
And then there was John.
I remember taking the boys would take the storm windows down, and we'd have to wash them and put them away and put the screens up. And in the wintertime, we'd have to put the storm windows, wash them, and put them back up again.
You're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And I was the
You didn't
youngest.
do anything.
What are you gonna-
Nothing.
It's good to hear that Grandma's not the only one that says wash.
He makes
My
fun of me.
grandkids have always.
It's our generation.
I never did anything. They were all gone.
My kids would say, Mother, there's no R in more.
How about piano?
Oh, yes.
It's a piano, right?
Piano.
Piano.
Yeah,
piano.
that's right.
Is that the correct word, Timmy?
What's the alternative?
Piano.
Piano.
No, Mom used
It's
to
spelled-
say it that way.
It's
Mom said
Piano.
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 Yeah.
Are you from France? It's piano. If you're from Germany, it's piano.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of pies,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
we were very, very special
Right.
because on Wednesdays,
Yeah.
great grandma and Grandma Liske would make homemade pies.
Apple pie, pumpkin.
And you only got a piece if you got your chores done.
Oh, so that was the reward
That
then.
was.
Okay.
And then I'll let somebody else talk about the Saturday morning treat.
Oh, that was
Oh.
I
That was
loved it.
awesome.
My grandma, she baked the best cinnamon rolls in the world.
Coffee
We had
cake.
it, their kitchen counter
Yeah.
wasn't very big, but when she baked, it was full of cinnamon rolls.
Mm.
And that's what we had
And the
Saturday
smell
and
must have
Sunday.
been
Oh, it
wonderful
was
in the
yummy,
house.
Yummy.
To be
If
able
you
to
want
make
to
that.
entice a young man to your house, you'd invite him over on Saturday morning. Because they'd hang around after they smelled the cinnamon rolls.
But they couldn't get it
Sure-
till Sunday.
But surely these girls can all bake.
Oh,
They
of course.
all know how to bake. Look at smell these rolls.
Oh, man.
Well, I imagine Grandma was also famous for
Everybody
mashed.
tried to duplicate him, and nobody's
Yeah,
nice.
nobody can do that. Yeah.
I've tried to, I found some in the grocery store, but they're not grandma's.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
They're cinnamon rolls, but not
That's because
grandma's.
her love was in there.
That's true.
Yeah.
And mashed potatoes. I
Oh.
wonder how many pounds of potatoes
Oh, my
she
gosh.
peeled
Oh,
to
yeah.
make
Yeah.
mashed potatoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because I imagine if you had a lot of mouths to feed, you had to have a lot of
Yeah,
potatoes
big
and a little bit of
pie.
meat. And
Well,
Yeah.
Sunday we
Crazy.
always had mashed potatoes, either
Yeah.
chicken or roast beef.
Yeah.
And everybody was always there for
After
Sunday
church,
dinner.
And you
We went to
had
church.
to eat your mashed potatoes.
Didn't
That
love
was
that.
not a problem.
Except for Patty. Patty
she
didn't
was
like
younger.
them.
She didn't have to.
We didn't have a
like
dog to
them
feed him
now.
to, so she'd put him under
Well,
the
she
table.
was a poo-poo eater. She
Mama
fussed
wrap
with
them in a
everything.
napkin and go throw them in the garbage.
yeah, they're always stuck
But I
under the
love-
table.
You didn't
But I
like the
love
texture.
them now.
But I can remember Grandma always saying, I said, Grandma, how do you know how many potatoes to fix? She fixed one a person and one for the pot.
Oh.
One per person and one for the pot.
And did she put in a pound of butter? Was that what made them
No,
so
no,
good?
Yeah.
that costs too much money.
Oh.
We had the margarine that was a
Yeah.
plunk of
Yeah.
white, and then it had a red,
Red
dot in the
there,
middle,
and
Yeah.
you'd have
which
to
was I don't know
massage
what.
it.
And then you press that in, and you made it yellow.
I know.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So,
Wow.
but it was yummy, whatever.
When Dan joined the family he had a small group.
Oh, my goodness.
He'd
He
come
loved
over
it.
and Grandma would have a cake. Well, he was just used to going in half and half again. Well, that cake had to go for 12 people.
Oh.
And they're like slippers. Is that all I get?
And remember all the canasta games we had.
Oh,
my
yeah.
goodness. Oh, my
Yes.
goodness. That was the game.
Wonderful.
We played canasta.
So
Mom
you-
had this huge dining room table, and we had like 4 decks of cards, and we had to shuffle by hand and argue, and
Ooh.
but
You
it was a
remember
game.
vacationing right down the river down
Guttenberg,
here, Guttenberg?
Guttenberg,
yeah.
Iowa, yeah.
Always rented those cabins.
That was the Mississippi River,
Mississippi River.
and she put us out there to swim,
Yeah.
and we didn't know how to swim.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We were all scared to death of the
Of course, the
water.
Mississippi wasn't like it is now.
And I remember Uncle Pinner bringing his fish in from fishing all day, and he left them on the dock, and a turtle ate half of them.
Oh,
I
really?
didn't clean them. He said, I'll clean them in the morning. I went out the next day and pulled the chain up, and half the fish is gone.
Oh, that's a good
We're gonna
fish
eat
story,
good
John.
tonight.
Yeah.
That was a sparse meal we had the next day.
Yeah.
Believe you me, on Saturday, you all lined up and you went to church. You went to
Sunday.
confession. No,
Oh,
on
on
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah,
I
You
forgot
went
about
to
the confession.
Yeah.
Not
every
that we had anything
Saturday.
to confess.
I don't care if you don't have anything, you make it up on the way
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
And when you get down there,
I
you
said
have
a naughty
sin.
word. The father says, what was it? I don't know.
But you went to church.
That's right.
Confession on Saturday. You always
Church
did.
every Sunday.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah.
You bet you did.
So, and you guys all climbed in the car and went to church? Did you walk to
Yeah.
church? Did you go to
Saturday-
different
Oh,
times?
we walked
walked.
mostly,
Well,
honey.
we-
We walked
Grandma
on
didn't
Saturday.
drive. She didn't drive till she was like 45.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
first we
that
dropped-
was, your
well, we
legs or your
dropped her
bike was
off.
your transportation.
Yeah.
We would drop her off at the Lutheran church.
Oh,
Great
that was
grandma.
Great grandma, and then
Great-grandma.
we'd all go to the Catholic church, and then we'd pick her up.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it
yeah.
We're
worked
sitting
out
same
fine.
pew.
Just think about
We
it.
took up a whole pew.
There was 13 of us living in a
9,
house.
10, 11,
Nine.
12,
Yeah.
13. Yeah.
13 of us living in one house.
Yeah.
And how many
Plus-
bedrooms in a
But
house?
then we had two
Three.
tenants.
Three bedrooms.
3 bedrooms.
We had one
Well,
bedroom with how many? All of us kids were in there.
Well, I
'Cause we
remember
had
the
two
one
to a
bedroom
bed.
in the summer, because we didn't have air conditioning. And there was 4 of us, and there was a window, and we made the bed so it was the width, and we all slept in front
Donna
of that
got
window.
next to the fan.
No,
We didn't have a fan by the window.
but we didn't know. I mean, we were happy.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
think those
Hey, you guys are
13
making it sound
people-
like Green Acres. Green Acres is the place for me.
It might have been, we didn't know it.
What was worse is when we moved to the tavern.
Oh, that was nice.
Above the tavern.
I ran away when we
You
had to
go
do
to
that.
school and they say, well, where do you live? Oh, I live above Oscar's.
I love her
We
Saturday.
have to tell you the reason why we did that.
Okay.
Our father owned a tavern and he was very successful at it. And he got this bright idea, he was gonna open a nightclub down the street. So he went to Chicago and met these 2 Italian
Yeah.
men who he loved their pizza. We never had pizza pie in the Quad Cities. So he had the idea, he was an entrepreneur. I'm bringing pizza to the Quad
So
Cities.
what year was this?
What year? Oh my goodness.
Was it around the 50s, the
Well,
40s?
it was in the 50s,
50s.
probably
It would have been in the
55,
50s.
Okay.
54.
Yeah.
Okay.
What year did you graduate from high school?
56.
56?
No.
53.
54. 50.
54. It was about that.
50, no, I graduated in 52, I got married in 56.
Okay, so it was while you were still in high school?
Yeah, yeah.
So he opened up this tavern, or he had the tavern, which was very successful.
Oscar's liquor.
And he had this money, he says, he went home and talked to our mother, I guess. They didn't tell us this,
Really?
we're just making a conclusion. In order
luck,
to
Betty.
buy this building
Right.
for a nightclub, to turn it into a nightclub, I'm gonna have to sell our home.
Right.
Wow.
And then we have the tavern, so I'm gonna move the family to live above the tavern. And we have this many rooms, and poor Donna, who was the oldest, found out that she was gonna go live with a friend of theirs, and so she had to give up
Are you babysitting?
with the family
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a year.
I babysat for him.
Yeah. And so anyway, she made the sacrifice for the family, and then we all lived above the tavern for a year, and he developed this paddock club, which was a very big success.
With the
And he brought
pizza.
in pizza, and
So he
sold-
brought it pizza to the Quad Cities.
he brought
Yeah.
pizza
Yes.
to the Quad Cities.
Okay.
And in the meantime, he had this nightclub, and people came from all around, and we have a clipping of the paper about it. And he brought in music. He had this wonderful
Live
singer. Her
bands.
name was Caldonia,
Yeah.
and she was a wonderful black singer.
Oh,
Was
she
very
was.
famous.
She was.
And he brought in music and dance, and people would come from all over,
Yeah.
and they'd get pizza.
Mm.
Small pizza was $1.50.
And how much was a bottle of
Loaded
beer?
with sausage.
Oh.
Beer was.
No, the beer, and they had
I
dancing.
don't know, we didn't drink then.
How long
So-
did we live above a tavern?
Now, I remember it was in
Now
the
you have to
summer.
remember how many people we're talking about.
Yes.
We were talking
So-
8.
Grandma,
and our-
Grandpa.
And his parents.
Yeah.
And our
Yeah.
parents. So it was a
We
lot of
were
people.
on 2 floors, remember that?
Yeah.
And our bedroom was in front of the tavern.
Oh.
And when you open the window, here's this big neon sign all night long is blinking at you. Oscars, Oscars, Oscars.
Wow.
And we had double bunk beds
Yeah.
in a little room, probably the size of a
little.
closet.
Yeah.
And we
There were
laid in
6
that
of
bunk
us.
bed, and here's these lights all night long.
Oh, wow.
Oscars, Oscars. But downtown Rock Island, I can remember we had roller skates, we'd go to the Centennial Bridge, which was a little hill,
Right.
and we'd go to the top of the bridge on our roller skates and roll down the hill on those that was our playground. Didn't
You
think
just
anything of it.
find fun to do.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always found things to do that were fun.
And that was the days when we would all babysit. What did we get an hour? 50
Oh, my
cents?
50
Oh,
cents.
50
Yeah.
cents
50
an
cents
hour.
an
Think
hour.
about that.
50 cents, or you were a friend of mom and dad's, and you babysat
For
free.
free.
Yeah,
So if you wanted your own money, you had to find your own job
Oh,
to make
sure.
it work.
definitely. If
Yeah.
you wanted
Yeah.
spending money,
But from there, we went to the Seven Sisters.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so
my
after the
gosh.
paddock, he opened up the ice cream
Ice
shop?
cream shop.
Oh, no.
Which was
Oh,
so
no.
That had nothing to do with the paddock.
no, he had this tavern, and then he had this little building,
Yeah.
right next to it.
and he was renting it out to somebody that had an accounting thing or
Yeah.
something. And someone come up with the idea, well, we have these 7 girls, we can open up a seal test ice cream store.
And ridiculous price.
Yeah.
It was
The
expensive.
problem was Betty and Joan, they were
That's
like
right.
14. Well, they were giving all the ice cream to the
All the
boyfriend.
fun.
They had a million
Any
friends.
There was no
Oh,
money to be had because they kept giving it away. I think it lasted 9 months if it lasted.
I don't know. Dad says,
Well, I was
Donna, why don't you come in and help? I says, I got a good job. I don't need to do it.
It was expensive ice cream. though.
But you didn't. You
Well, it was
didn't
seal
have to-
test.
I know, but it was worth it
What
because
was
we
that,
served it.
Kathy?
You didn't have to sort the bottles on Sunday.
Oh, no, that
No.
was Johnny
How-
Ward.
Mom, how expensive was it? When you say it's expensive, what was
we
it?
got left
Oh,
out.
was it 50 cents, wasn't
50
it?
cents?
Could put on their 2 brothers.
It was 50 cents a cone, a dip, and I was embarrassed.
Oh, because it was 50 cents?
So she gave it all away,
Oh.
all her friends. Terrible.
Well, and here comes the sad part in the story. We had a father, but actually he was never around.
Yeah.
He was always
Never
trying to
home.
make money and whatever.
Yeah.
So mother, I'm sure, put him up to it. Okay, after mass and we have breakfast, you take these kids and you bond with them. So whoever wanted to go or whoever was forced to go went down to the tavern.
Right.
And this was after Saturday night of people being in the tavern. He'd open the door and there was beer smell, cigar smell, whatever.
But it was after church.
Yeah. And it was our job to go down.
But you found money there. What
Yeah,
are you
that's
talking
right.
about,
Yeah.
girl?
And you would wash the wash
Wash
off
the
the glasses,
glasses.
wipe off all,
There we
wash,
are, washing.
clean all the glasses.
Watch that word. It's wash.
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 I know my
Wash.
grandkids point that to me
Louisville.
every time.
That's Louisville.
It's Louisville, John. It's Louisville.
So who remembers Ruth Williams?
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Well, Ruth would be the one that would take us down to the tavern on Sunday.
No, we rode with Dad.
No,
rode
we
with-
didn't. I rode with.
Where did she come in? I don't understand.
Explain
She
where
was a
she
She'd
business
come
came
to
in.
she
dinner,
loved
she'd
Dad.
always tell Mom, I just want one more sliver of
Yeah,
piece of pie.
yeah.
About 5 times. There was no pie left when she got done eating. I'll take 2 more scoops of potatoes. There was no more potatoes. She ate them all.
And she'd take all the fat off of
Oh,
them.
God. When I sat by
I don't
her one
understand
time,
where she
and I
fit
said,
in.
I'm not sitting by her. It makes me sick. I can't stand
She
watching
was
her.
actually a partner in
Oh,
Oscar.
yeah.
That's how it
Yeah.
started. That's
Yeah,
how
we
she
have to
came.
explain who Ruth is.
Go ahead, Betty.
Well, you're
Not
the
good.
oldest, you know the story.
No, I don't.
Well, she
I
was.
think the,
There was
think
13
the
of us, and
greatest thing
actually there
was-
was 14 of us.
Yeah, she was
because-
there every night for dinner.
Yeah.
Grandpa. How the hell that guy was like 6'4", like 240.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our grand.
And he evidently smoked a lot, chewed
Yeah.
a lot, and he sat
Yeah.
on that porch and
Bit and son of a
Done it
bitch.
again.
damn it,
Done it.
damn it! And people would be walking down the street and they'd stop. Who's he talking to? That guy was a big guy.
Yeah.
And he
He was
would
a big
just
guy.
ping, spit in the floor.
Yeah.
Well,
Did he have a
it was
spittoon, or
gross.
it was actually
Oh,
on?
no, it was paper laid all over the floor.
Yeah.
And the
And he would
newspaper,
spit
just
in the
spit all
newspaper.
over the
And poor
floor.
grandma had to go pick up this newspaper
Yeah.
every day and clean
And
it.
I'd say to Mom, I'd say, he's saying that naughty word again.
He needs to go to
He's not
confession.
supposed to be saying that.
And you're
Oh,
on the other
people would
porch with
stop.
your
They'd be
boyfriend.
walking
Oh,
down
he
the
was-
street,
he
they would
was
stop
stupid.
going,
Sorry,
"Who the hell is he talking
Sorry,
about?"
but I have no respect for the man.
Now we have to go back to, we're talking about our grandpa, which would be great-grandpa Liske.
Right.
He came over from Germany first and moved to Nebraska,
Humphrey.
Nebraska. And then Grandma Liske waited 3 years, and she came over with our father and our uncle. They moved to
And our father
Nebraska.
was 3 years old with my grandma,
Yeah,
and our uncle was a baby in arms. She came on the boat
All by herself.
by herself from Germany.
And what port did she go into? Did she go
New
into
York.
New York?
mm-hmm.
Wow. And made
And
her
they-
way all the
And
way to
she's
Nebraska?
like this tall,
Wow. Wow.
little but mighty.
But
She always
he
had an
had,
apron.
yeah, and he had a brother in Nebraska. That's why he migrated to
Right.
Nebraska.
Okay.
And then the Depression came in, and he didn't have any way he could work on a farm or whatever, but somehow he got involved in bootlegging. I know I shouldn't be saying this, but
That's what you did
everybody has
Right.
ghosts, or what do you call in their closet?
Skeletons.
Black sheep in their closet. But he tried to make a living, and he got caught bootlegging. So he and our father, no, in the meantime, our father met our mother, and they got married in Nebraska. And they had 3 children, Donna, Marianne,
Jackie.
and
Jackie.
Jackie. The 3, they had 3 children.
One
in
every year.
Nebraska.
Wow.
They had to keep up the
Catholic
record.
And then this bootlegging thing came in, so they decided to move to Illinois because they had heard there are jobs here.
Yeah,
Farm all was out there.
yeah.
Farm John- was John
Farm
Deere
was
too?
hiring. Yeah,
Okay.
the farm implement business was starting up.
So,
So
I,
on
yeah.
top, on top of 13 people, they would bring people in from Nebraska
Nebraska, oh,
and
yes,
live
and-
with
yeah.
us
Oh,
in
yes.
the same house.
Wow.
This
We
was a
bring in-
house on 30th Street that had
Yeah,
3
we brought
bedrooms,
in-
1.5 baths.
Wow.
And we had like 3 grown-up men
Right.
living in our house,
Yeah.
and us kids had to go real small
Yeah.
into a bedroom.
One
Right.
bedroom, all 9 of us.
Yeah.
Well, you
Wow.
weren't born yet. I don't think. Not
No,
till, not till
Johnny
later.
wasn't in the
Yeah.
picture.
I'm learning
Not yet.
stuff here today.
The furthest from the
Way
train
before
in
my
the
time.
summertime.
Thank goodness.
Okay, so when he came to Rock Island, he had this, he was an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
born to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
He says, I'm not going to go and cut ice on the river like everybody else or work in the shop. He said, I am going to get into business. So we ended up getting involved with this tavern with Ruth. That's where Ruth came in the
Oh,
picture.
Yeah, her
Okay.
husband
And then
died.
her husband passed, so he
Yeah.
bought the business from her.
But he didn't have much money to
No,
buy
he
something.
didn't. I think he.
Well, he sold cars. He did everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he had a worker.
Yeah.
Probably like didn't sleep much then either.
He didn't
No.
work with his hands. He worked with his mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then he ended up thinking, well, I'm going to buy this house, and I'm going to invite all my friends from Nebraska to come here.
To work. They were looking
To
for
work. They were
Yeah.
looking for work, so we
Yeah.
wrote a letter, come to Rock Island because there's work to be found.
Right.
So they came and he
Right.
says, I'll rent you a room. Well, here Mom thought he bought this beautiful home for her, and he rents it out to all his friends.
Oh,
Puts his
to
kids
get
in
the
these
money
little-
for that.
And we
Yeah.
didn't mind. We were all
Typical.
squeezed in this room. Yeah, but we
Oh,
had
yeah.
the beautiful park across the street.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we thought that was our
That's
front
where
yard.
we lived.
With the
We
big
lived in the
hill.
park.